What is LINQ in C#?
LINQ, Language Integrated Query, is a set of features that allows you to write query expressions directly in C# to filter, sort, and transform data from collections, databases, and XML. var results equals list, where x equals x greater than 5, order by x equals x.
What is the difference between LINQ query syntax and method syntax?
Query syntax resembles SQL. Var q equals from x in list where x greater than 5 select x. Method syntax uses extension methods. Var q equals list, where x equals x greater than 5, both compile to the same IL code.
What does the LINQ select method do?
Select projects each element of a sequence into a new form, a transformation/map operation. Var names equals people, select, p equals p.name. It returns an enumerable of the projected type.
What is deferred execution in LINQ?
Deferred execution means a LINQ query is not executed when defined, but only when the results are enumerated, e.g., via for each, to list, or count. This allows efficient chaining of operations.
How do you use group by in LINQ?
Group by groups elements by a key. Var groups equals students.group by, s equals s.grade. Each group implements igrouping with a key property and a collection of elements.
What is async/await in C#?
Async/await is a language feature for writing asynchronous code that looks synchronous. Async task fetch async, var data equals await http client.getString async, URL, return data. It frees the calling thread while awaiting I/O operations.
What does the async keyword do in a method signature?
The async keyword marks a method as asynchronous, enabling the use of await inside it. It does not make the method run on a separate thread by itself. It allows the compiler to generate a state machine for asynchronous continuations.
What does await do in C#?
Await asynchronously waits for a task or task to complete. It suspends the method's execution and returns control to the caller until the awaited task finishes, then resumes from where it left off.
What is the difference between task and task T?
Task represents an asynchronous operation that does not return a value, like void. Task represents an asynchronous operation that returns a value of type T. Use task for fire and forget style async methods in task when you need a result.
What is a delegate in C#?
A delegate is a type-safe function pointer that holds a reference to a method with a specific signature. Delegate int mathop, int a, int b, mathop add equals, a, b, equals a plus b. Delegates are the foundation for events and callbacks.
What are action and func delegates?
Action, a delegate that returns void. E.g., action log equals message equals console.writeLine, message, func, a delegate that returns a value. The last type parameter is the return type. E.g., funcadd equals a, b equals a plus b.
What is a multicast delegate?
A multicast delegate holds references to multiple methods. When invoked, all methods in the invocation list are called in order. Action greet equals console, write, hi, greet plus equals console, write, there, greet, / outputs, hi there.
What is an event in C#?
An event is a mechanism built on delegates that enables a class to notify subscribers when something occurs. Public event handler data received. Events restrict external code to only subscribe/unsubscribe, plus equals / dash equals, preventing direct invocation from outside the declaring class.
What is the difference between a delegate and an event?
A delegate can be invoked by any code that has access to it. An event wraps a delegate and restricts invocation to the declaring class only. External code can only subscribe or unsubscribe. Events provide better encapsulation for the publisher-subscriber pattern.
What is the standard event pattern in C#?
The standard pattern uses event handler, public event handler on action, protected virtual void raise action, my event args e, on action. Invoke, this e, my event args should derive from event args.
What are generics in C#?
Generics allow you to define classes, methods, and interfaces with type parameters, enabling code reuse while maintaining type safety. List numbers equals new list. Generics eliminate boxing/unboxing overhead and catch type errors at compile time.
What are generic constraints in C#?
Generic constraints restrict the types that can be used as type arguments, where T, class the reference type where T, struct, value type where T, new, parameterless constructor where T, comparable, implements interface where T, base class, derives from class.
How do you create a generic method in C#?
Define the type parameter after the method name, public T max, TA, TB, where T, comparable, return A. Compare to B equals 0. A, B. The compiler infers T at the call site, max, 3, 7.
What is a property in C#?
A property is a member that provides a flexible mechanism to read, write, or compute the value of a private field. Public string name, get is set. Properties use get and set accessors and are preferred over public fields for encapsulation.
What is an auto-implemented property?
An auto-implemented property lets the compiler generate the backing field automatically. Public int age, get is set. You can also set access levels. Public string name, get, private set. Use init for immutable initialization. Public string ID, get, init.
What is an expression-bodied property?
An expression-bodied property uses the equals syntax for concise read-only properties. Public string fullname equals $, first, last. This is equivalent to a get-only property that returns a computed value.
What is an indexer in C#?
An indexer allows instances of a class to be indexed like an array. Public T this, int index, get, return items, index, set, items, index equals value. You can define indexers with any parameter type, not just int.
What is an extension method in C#?
An extension method adds new methods to existing types without modifying them. It must be a static method in a static class, with this before the first parameter. Public static class string ext, public static bool is empty, this string s equals string dot is null or empty, s.
What are the rules for creating extension methods?
Must be in a static class must be a static method first parameter must use the this modifier the first parameter type is the type being extended must be brought into scope via using directive instance methods take precedence over extension methods with the same signature.
What are nullable value types in C#?
Nullable value types allow value types to represent null, int. Age equals null, this is shorthand for nullable. Key members, dot has value, returns true if not null. Dot value, returns the value, throws if null.
What is the null coalescing operator in C#?
The null coalescing operator returns the left operand if it's not null, otherwise, the right operand, string name equals input. Default, the null coalescing assignment? Equals, assigns only if the left side is null, name? Equals default.
What is the null conditional operator, dot, in C#?
The null conditional operator short circuits to null if the left operand is null, int. Length equals text. Length, without it, you'd need an explicit null check. Can be chained, var city equals person. Address. City.
What is nullable reference types, NRT, in C#?
Nullable reference types, C# 8+, add compile time null safety analysis. Enable with hashtag nullable enable. String, non-nullable reference string. Nullable reference the compiler warns when you dereference a potentially null reference.
What is pattern matching in C#?
Pattern matching tests a value against a pattern and extracts information. Common forms, type pattern, if obj is string s, constant pattern, if x is 42, property pattern, if p is age, greater than 18, used extensively in switch expressions.
How do switch expressions work in C#?
Switch expressions, C# 8+, provide a concise syntax. String result equals status switch, status, active equals running, status, paused equals on hold, underscore equals unknown. The underscore is the discard pattern acting as a default case.
What are relational and logical patterns in C#?
C# 9+ supports relational and logical patterns in switch expressions. String tier equals score switch, greater than or equal to 90 equals A greater than or equal to 80 and B, underscore equals C, logical combinators, and, or, not.
What is a record in C#?
A record, C# 9+, is a reference type designed for immutable data with value-based equality. Public record person, string name, int age, records auto-generate equals, get hashcode, to string, and support non-destructive mutation with.
What is the with expression for records?
The with expression creates a copy of a record with some properties changed. Non-destructive mutation var p1 equals new person, Alice, 30, var p2 equals p1 with age equals 31, p1 remains unchanged. P2 is a new instance with age equals 31.
What is the difference between record and record struct?
Record, or record class, is a reference type allocated on the heap. Record struct, C# 10+, is a value type allocated on the stack. Both provide value-based equality and with expressions, but differ in memory allocation and copy semantics.
What are tuples in C#?
Tuples are lightweight data structures for grouping multiple values. Var point equals x, 3, y, 4, console.writeLine, point.x, method return example, string name, int age, get person equals Alice, 30. Tuples use value tuple, value type, under the hood.
How do you deconstruct a tuple in C#?
Deconstruction assigns tuple elements to individual variables. Var, name, age equals get person. You can also deconstruct custom types by implementing a deconstruct method, public void deconstruct, out string name, out int age.
What is an interface in C#?
An interface defines a contract of members that implementing classes must provide. Public interface IShape, double area. Interfaces can contain method signatures, properties, events, and, since C number 8, default implementations. A class can implement multiple interfaces.
What are default interface methods in C#?
Default interface methods, C# 8+, allow interfaces to provide method implementations. Public interface ilogger, void log, string message, void log error, string message equals log, $error, message. Implementing classes inherit the default but can override it.
What is explicit interface implementation?
Explicit implementation implements an interface member without making it public on the class. Class printer, iPrintable, void iPrintable, print. The member is only accessible through the interface reference, useful for resolving naming conflicts between multiple interfaces.
What is the difference between an interface and an abstract class?
Interface, no state, fields, multiple inheritance, defines a contract. Abstract class, can have state, fields, constructors, single inheritance, can share implementation. Use interfaces for capabilities, e.g., iDisposable, use abstract classes for shared base behavior.
What is an abstract class in C#?
An abstract class cannot be instantiated and may contain both abstract and concrete members. Public abstract class shape, public abstract double area, public void describe equals console.writeLine, $area, area. Derived classes must implement all abstract members.
What is the difference between abstract and virtual methods?
Abstract methods have no implementation and must be overridden in derived classes. Virtual methods have a default implementation that derived classes may optionally override. Both use the override keyword in derived classes.
What is the sealed keyword in C#?
Sealed prevents a class from being inherited or a method from being further overridden. Public sealed class singleton, on a method, public sealed override string to string, equals fixed. Sealed classes can offer slight performance benefits due to devirtualization.
What is the iDisposable interface and using statement?
iDisposable provides a dispose method for releasing unmanaged resources. The using statement ensures dispose is called automatically, using var reader equals new stream reader, path, string text equals reader.read to end, equivalent to a try/finally block calling dispose.
What is IEnumerable T and why is it important?
IEnumerable T is the base interface for all generic collections that can be enumerated. It requires implementing getEnumerator. It enables, for each loop's LANQ queries deferred execution. Most collection types implement this interface.
What is covariance and contravariance in C# generics?
Covariance, out T, allows a generic type to be used as a more derived type, IEnumerable contravariance, in T, allows a less derived type, action applies to interfaces and delegates.
What is a lambda expression in C#?
A lambda expression is an anonymous function using the equals operator, func square equals x asterisk x, multi-statement form, func is even equals x equals, return x%2 equals 0. Lambdas are commonly used with LNQ and delegate parameters.
What is the difference between IEnumerable and iQueryable?
IEnumerable T executes queries in memory, LNQ to objects. Filtering happens client-side. iQueryable T builds expression trees that are translated to a query language, e.g., SQL, and executed server-side. Use iQueryable with databases for performance, IEnumerable for in-memory collections.
How do you handle exceptions in async methods?
Exceptions in async methods are captured in the returned task. Use try/catch with await, try, await some async method, catch, HTTP request exception x, console.writeLine, x message, without await, the exception goes unobserved unless the task is inspected.
What is the aggregate method in LINQ?
Aggregate applies an accumulator function over a sequence, similar to reduce/fold int sum equals numbers, aggregate, ACC, x equals ACC plus x, with seed, string CSV equals names, aggregate, ACC, n, equals ACC equals n, $ACC, comma, n, useful for custom accumulation logic beyond sum/count.